Oh, it's today? I didn't even know. I had no idea that the fall solstice was today. So, man, I am right on the money. I just knew it was soon. I was like, I don't know if it was yesterday or what. I just knew that it was coming up, which is 100% we're going to talk about today. Let me read some of these comments. Good morning, boss. Good morning. Good morning. Nikki hung out with the grandbabies. Yes. I love to see it. Erica, you tired? Well, I'm glad you made it, even though you were tired. So today is the fall solstice. Thank y'all for letting me know. Child, I ain't know. Good morning, Bernadette. Let me give my little spiel. Give my little spiel here and finalize my setup. All right. Good morning, it's Mimi. For those of you that are new here, I'm Martine, and this is Morning Motivations with Martine. And every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I just try to offer you a little bit of support while I get my 3 times a week walk-in. We talk AI, we talk business, we talk content strategy, and we talk mindset changes that need to happen in order for you to move your life forward. It ain't easy. This is not easy. I don't know if it was set up to be hard, but it's not easy. But I am like a walking reality that it can happen. If you've been scared to go live, I'm a walking example that it can happen. If you're scared to post on social media, I'm a walking example that it can happen. Good morning, Miss T. How you doing? Good morning. I'm glad to see you. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad to see you. I'm glad you're here. All right. So I'm hoping that I can offer you some weekly support. And then I teach classes. I've got the Canva AI holiday workshop coming up, and I'm going to show y'all some things y'all ain't seen. I'm super excited about it. We're going to talk about that today. I have a community called The Paid Creative. Make sure you're in that community. I'm always dropping jewels and resources and tools and thoughts, and this week will be no different. So make sure that you guys are in there. But let's get into this conversation today. Excuse me. All right. Nope, that's not the right one. I don't think my stuff is updating. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm having a lot of technical issues this week. All right, let me go over here then. Okay, there we go. All right. All right. So we are in. Good morning, DB. DB, I really want you to come on Sundays with TRM. Have you heard of our show? That is so creepy. I just went to your beacons. I've been following your art forever. Good morning, Z Creations. I love your art. I'm like, I don't know what this person is doing, the prompt in the background, but good googly moogly. I'm gonna send you a message, and this is for the whole room. Anybody can come to Sundays with TRM. Just because I say, hey, I think you should come, doesn't mean that I'm leaving anybody out. Y'all don't do that. Don't do that church folk stuff. All right. I'm not leaving anybody out. It's just that literally his name popped up, and I was like, I just went and looked at all of his things. Yeah, Nikki, I think you should do that. Okay, I'm gonna send you a link. DB, I will message you a link. Monica, not Monica, excuse me. Erica, I don't know what's holding you back. Erica, we've already talked. Linda was on this week. It was fantabulous. She grew her school community. She had some school community group. I know she got some sales. I don't know how many, but I know she got some. And more importantly, she walked away feeling a lot more grounded about what she's doing and why she's doing what she's doing. Yeah, Linda was fire. It was the bomb. It was the bomb. Well, the art is just breathtaking. It's like nothing I've ever seen before. All right. Yes, Erica, please fill that out. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, she did a wonderful job. And it was right on time. So those of you that are just popping in or you're watching on the outside, Linda showcased her newest Canva app. It's called It's Fall, y'all. And it essentially generates word prompts that create beautiful pieces of art. And she has this beautiful fall theme incorporated into her designs. Right? I loved it. It was chef's kiss. Chef's kiss. All right. And it was perfect. A lot of Linda has a birthday in October. She's a fall. Anybody else? Let me know in the chat. My fall girlies and guys. Is anyone else a fan of fall? Because I really want to talk about falling into this new season. Okay. It's here. Today is the fall solstice. I'm in Texas. I don't have leaves like that. We don't have leaves out here like that. So y'all let me know. Are the leaves falling? Are they changing? Are you seeing a shift in temperatures? Let me know in the chat. Let me know. I'm in Texas, and it's slightly cooler. It's instead of it being 97, maybe it's 89. Anywhere, wherever you are you experiencing those changes? Have you had to pull out the jacket just yet? Linda, y'all have late, long summers. Are your nights cold? Are your nights cold? Because that might be making a difference. Change. I'll tell you, I know for me, good morning, Tito. There have been a lot of change in my actual life, even though the weather has been slower to change. In my business, there have been a lot of changes. Shucks. There are people that have left this earth that I just would have never thought. So there's been a lot of change. It's still warm, which is weird. Good morning, Kelly. Good morning, Miss Samela. How you doing? Good morning, Texas Island Bow. Good morning to you. I sense a change. I feel a change. Good morning, Talia. Ooh, October 2nd. Nikki says when she moved, she can remember it. The leaves were changing colors. Oh, that's beautiful. Good morning, Just Followed. So think about what's going on right now. What's changing for you right now? Let me know in the chat if you don't mind. Let me know in the chat. What's changing for you? I know for me, let me know in the chat. I want to hear about it. We have the seasonal change, but everybody's not even experiencing that seasonal change. And then I want you to take a minute to just think about what's changing for you right now, or what's changing around you right now. I know for me, in my business, the type of content I'm creating is changing. I don't know if it's getting better or worse, but there's somewhere in between. I'm doing a better job of like understanding what I need to make, what is doing well, and then what's not doing well. My kids are getting older. They're 12 and 10, the youngest two. The oldest one is 25 and very grown. But the younger two, like, they're having physical changes, emotional changes. Y'all hold on, because my water bottle fell, and I don't want to fall with it. They're changing. Their lives are changing. Who I need to be in their life is starting to drift and change. And I don't know. I will say this is making me want to hold on to these moments just a little bit longer. My fourth quarter plans is time, the gift of time. I want to spend it. I want to revel in it because life has taught me that once we have these moments, we will never see them again. And they'll only be great memories, right? So those are the things that I've noticed that have been changing. Y'all let me know in the chat what's been changing for you. Good morning, boo-boo. Good morning. Let's see. Miss Linda said her mindset is changing. I like that. Yeah. Miss Linda, I'm glad to hear that. That being on TR, would you give us a testimonial? Side note, would you give us a testimonial? You got to ask. All right. Let's see. Lots of things are changing my life since my mind is getting more clear. I can focus better. I love that. Nikki, there's something quite beautiful about it getting cooler and darker on the outside, but internally you're getting brighter and clearer. I love the contrast of those two things because it's going to get colder, it's going to get darker as we go into the winter season, but you are actually experiencing this mental clarity and brightness. I love that for you. All right. Erica said for her, God is opening doors that she wasn't even knocking on. Isn't it nice when you experience a door that opens that you're like, I didn't even request this? A matter of fact, I was banging on this other door. Good morning, Mr. Tell Make 40. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Now, my daughter and my sister, they don't like change. So some of you might be on the other side of this. This idea of change, you kind of sort of accept it, but maybe you really don't like it. Maybe it sends your anxiety climbing. Maybe it disturbs what you thought was peaceful. And that's okay too. Because here's the truth. Change is not the enemy. It's the invitation. And I'm going to repeat that. Change is not the enemy because not everybody's okay with embracing change. I want to make sure I say that. If you're someone that struggles with change, who is wanting to hold on to your shirts and your shorts and is not looking forward to the next season. For some of us, I'm going to be talking about this a couple of times throughout this season. I know for me, next month is the anniversary of my father's passing. So transitioning in the fall, sometimes from year to year, can feel very different for me. Right? For some people, their greatest losses or perceived losses happen or have happened or will happen between this date and January 1st. For some. Right? So, when we walk in that reality, it can affect how we engage and embrace change going forward. And so we have to look at it as an invitation and not as an enemy because frankly, we can't fight it. We won't win. Not that battle, not change. Let me check the chat. Let's see. Erica says, you ever get that feeling that a huge change is going to happen? Ooh. Y'all let me answer her question in the chat, but we're going to talk about this for a beat. So her question was, you ever get that feeling that a huge change is going to happen? Let me know. I want to hear what you guys have to say. I'm going to share my insights, but y'all let me know in the chat. Does anyone sense when a big change is going to happen? And I'm going to tell you my response to that. Personally, for me, and this is in business and in my personal life, I only sense the change that I make. I never sense the unexpected change. That's just me. Unexpected change, while I embrace it, and I've had to learn to embrace the good and the bad, I don't necessarily expect it. I don't sense it. I don't. Maybe my change sensometer is off. But the change that I work to create, oh no, I see it. I'll give you an example. When I left public ed, I was an educator. I was a district level trainer. And I sensed the need for change. I knew that I couldn't be in that space. And so I created the environment that will facilitate the change. Yeah, I'm with you on that, Nikki. I'm with you. So for me, I don't like Linda, Nikki, who else said they sense change? I don't have that meter. I don't sense it. But I do, like I can sense inside of me when there is a time to move, when there's a time to do something different. In August, I did that 30-day challenge, right? Did the 30-day challenge. I posted on my socials every day. That was a result of me sensing that I just needed to do something different. I was in this unhealthy space. Good morning, Digital Bayou. I was trying to figure out how to move the needle forward in my business, but I was like, what do I do? Good morning, Miranda. And I said, okay, I'm going to start a school community and I'm going to go live 3 times a week. And I'm going to post every day for 31 days. And what I've gained over that time has really started to change the quality of the content I create. Right? So do I sense it when it's unexpected from an outside source? No. But I do sense when I need to. I do. All right? So here's the deal. To that point, if change isn't the enemy and it's an invitation, sometimes we need to be just like these trees and we need to leave some things. We need to release old habits. We need to release old relationships. We need to accept the terms of what our life is now and what we're capable of now. These are all things we've been talking about the last couple months, because the fact of the matter is, with this change and transition, there's also a reckoning that not all endings are bad. Sometimes that transition, it opens up spaces for wonderful beginnings. Wonderful beginnings. Question for you guys. You can share here, you can jot in your journal, or you can just think about it. Doesn't matter. Where do you feel a let-going moment in your lives right now? Where do you feel this moment of letting go that's happening in your life, personally or professionally? Where you know it's time for you to shed some things. I've been shedding for probably the last 4 months. I've been shedding my skin. What are some things that you, when you really think about it, you know it's time to let go of? This year, I shut down my Shopify. And I basically have shut down my Etsy shop too. I use my Etsy to do my market research to support my communities, but I don't run my Etsy shop. Not my main one. That's mine. Shut them down. I reduced the amount of programs, and I made a very clear choice. I knew that it would cost me money to do that. I knew that I would lose opportunities, right? Good morning, Purposely Creative. But I reduced the amount of programming that I was supporting. so that I could be more focused and more tuned in. Y'all, this one, I'm going to tell y'all this one, so it hurt me to my heart. But I was driving my son back and forth an hour to dance 3 times a week. And then in the spring, it was like 5 to 6 days a week because he was also doing competitions. This year, he wanted to be in football and basketball. And so I told him, son, I can't do work. Your dad works. I don't have a second person to do all this running around. And so for as wonderful as a dancer that he is and was, I discontinued his dance journey in favor of activities closer to home and him having opportunities to do something different. Y'all, that was hard. It was hard because I don't want to cut my kids' talent off. But also I was stressed so thin that I was struggling to make it. And I didn't even realize the depths until we got into this season. And I can cook a couple times a week now. And I can get some work done in a reasonable manner, a reasonable amount of time. Half of my meals are not in the car anymore, right? Why am I saying all this? Sometimes by letting things go, you free yourself up to opportunities to really become the best version of yourself. Let me check the chat. Let's see. Yes, Erica, I sense tangible change. But them things like my dad getting sick, I ain't see that coming. But I felt like I should have sensed the change. Right before my dad was diagnosed, but he was terminally diagnosed. We had my son's his christening. We had his christening. We had that's the last time every living grandparent was in the same room at the same time. And I remember that moment like it was yesterday because I was like, dang, after that moment, everything changed, right? But in the moment, I didn't sense it. I had been very comfortable with having both of my parents alive and breathing and well. And I didn't sense the change. Right around that time, my dad and I ran together. We'd run 5Ks. And so we did this 5K that same month. And I made father-daughter shirts. Okay. And my dad was a little annoyed. He's like, girl, we ain't got to wear no matching shirt. What are you doing? It's like, Daddy, we wearing the shirt. We're wearing the shirt. Okay. I made the shirt. You're wearing this shirt. The shirt's happening. Well, y'all, that's the last time that man was even healthy enough to run. And those are my final pictures with him of us running together. Daddy, daughter. Right? But in that moment, I don't know why it keeps doing it. I just want to scroll up. I couldn't recognize that like life was changing. I don't know. So tangible change, yes, but those intangibles, no, I can't. Good morning, Just Visionary. Good morning, Charlene. Good morning, V. Let me see what other comments I have. Let's see. I got to read y'all. Hold on. Let me come over here because I'm just scrolling and I'm making my phone rock. Let's come over here. Let's see. So that's me. All right. But no matter whether you can sense it or not, it's coming. Not much we can do about it. But embrace it. And accept it. Y'all, I'm trying. I can't see the previous comments. I'm like, I don't want to miss any. Let's see. Miss Linda said, letting go of the belief that I don't belong in this space. Wow. I don't even know what you're talking about, ma'am. I don't know what would make you think you don't belong. Let's see. Nikki said complacency and insecurity and vice versa. Nah, we've got to let those things go. We've got to let those things go. Because those things that we hold on to, they're keeping us from our full potential. I love that. And I can't wait to see what you guys do the rest of the third and fourth quarter as you overcome those old mindsets. Yes. I love that. Nikki's like, I can wake up earlier. I can connect earlier. My mind is clearer. My spirit is lighter. And here's the deal. And Nikki, I know you've been thinking through this the last couple of weeks. Nothing is promised. This life is not promised. So we have to make the very, very most of the change that stands right in front of us. All right. Now, we literally have some changes coming up because we're in the last full 7 days of October. Yep. We're in the full last 7 days of October. Now, if you've been with me all year, you know what this is. You know where I'm going. All right. We are in the lock-in challenge. And part of being locked in and targeted, focused on our goals, there's going to be a foundation in recognizing when change is going to happen, preparing for those changes in a strategic way, and making the most of the results that come from the things that we do. Now, as we go into October, I'm going to give you some strategies on some things that you could be doing to prepare for this seasonal change. Let's go ahead and add and update your fall, winter listings, products, offerings, classes, so that they're ready. Baby, I'm here. Y'all see my Canva AI holiday workshop? I got my $5 headband on. Doggone Spencer behind headband. I got my cup ready. I'm going to be teaching about the Canva AI in October because you need to have your things ready in October. You don't need to be up till 2 a.m. all of Thanksgiving week for Christmas stuff. We're doing it now. So let's update our fall listings. All right. Black Friday. All right. I don't care what's going on in the U.S. It don't matter. What is going to happen, no matter what's going on. Yes, I know the economy, But let me explain something to you. People still looking for a sale for Black Friday. They still looking for a sale. All right. So you should be thinking through, what is your Black Friday prep going to look like? What do you need to set up? Are you doing discounts? Setting goals around how much you want to make? All right. And then the last piece of this, the last thing we're going to be looking at is performing market research for quarter 1. Good morning, Brandy. Brandy, I can't believe your kids have gotten so big. I'm like, how she got teenagers? She a teenager. Brandy is one of my former students. And now she's giving me grand students. I got grand students, y'all. Nikki, we've already had discussion on the side. You do not need products. It might be that you just need to have a mission. We have had this discussion on the side. We've had this discussion. Yes, I call them my y'all. I'm getting older. So anytime my former students have children, they are my grand students. Because if I was still teaching, I would essentially teach. You're here. Sorry, y'all. I didn't mean to get too loud. Sorry. Good morning. I'm so glad you made it. You've been on my mind. I was like, I'm going to have to go to my other account and reach out to her. I'm glad you're here. All right, so for Nikki, when I say products, Nikki's gonna fill in the blank and say missionary work. Good morning, Toya. Good morning, Law Walk. All right, that's my modification. You have a modification, my lovely friend. When you hear me say product, you're gonna fill in the blank and say my grounded missionary work. Because we've talked about you creating communities that are centered around supporting families. And everything I talk about on my call can support that work as well. So you just need to change it out. When you hear me say products, then in your mind you go, what's my missional work that I can do to help? Because that's the payment. For you, the return on the investment or children and their families having more enriched lives. Okay? See, I got you taken care of, friend. I got you taken care of. So let me go over those three. We're in the last full week of September. Did I say October? Sorry. Last full week of September. We're going into October. Next week, we got like 2 days of September, and then it's October. All right? 3 things you should be doing. Update, add your fall and your winter listings. What y'all doing? What y'all gonna sell? How are you gonna nurture a community, Nikki? All right. 2, what's your Black Friday prep? Nikki, for you, your Black Friday prep might be a free class to teach families on how to better support their child that has ADHD, or to open a school that supports that, or to talk to a friend or family member about that. It may not be actual products or earning income. And then the third one, market research. What's trending? I'm going to tell you right now. Walmart, Target, whether you shop at them or not, and all of these major retailers, they are already working on Valentine's trends and stuff, Mother's Day trends and things. Maybe Black History stuff, but child, I don't even know these days. It's crazy out here. Okay? Which means there's opportunity for you as a small business owner. All right, so you need to start looking at what's the trends, what's happening, what are we looking going into Q1? What should you be preparing for? All right, so let me break it down in 2 parts. You should be making the things you want to sell right now in November, December. You should be thinking about doing a little research on the things that you want to do in Q1. All right. I got a lot of teachers in this class. Same thing for teachers. So if you teach skills, what are the new tools that are out? Should you be researching them, learning them, and planning classes now for Q1? Yes. Yes, you should. All right. So we are in the great lock-in. We're locking in. We're focusing on some goals that's going to carry us through 3rd and 4th quarter. All right. Here's my point with all of this. When you're trying to focus and achieve and become the person that you want to become, right? You got to be locked into your why, but you also have to understand that change is part of you becoming the person you want to become. So you have to lock into the boring reps and adjust for change. All right? You also have to lock into this future that you want, even when the seasons shift. Because change is constant, but your consistency, that's going to be the anchor that's going to get you through. All right? We got to keep showing up no matter what the season is, y'all. Now, in the paid community, I'm going to drop these 3 things for you to work on this week. I want you to pick one and work on it. Do a little market research, or start working on some listings and products, or opportunities or build that new community you've been talking about, whatever it is. All right. And I want you to start looking at some potential Black Friday prep. Now, I'm going to help you with this. All right. October 4th, I'm going to be teaching my class. It's called Slay the Sales. Slay the Sales. Slay the sales, y'all. We're going to slay sales. All right. I'm going to slay some sales. If y'all ain't going to slay them, I'm going to slay them. All right. But maybe we can do that together. So I'm going to be giving you some ideas on how to use Canva AI's new feature, create a code for me to create unique and engaging apps, tools, and resources that you can either sell or use to help market your business. All right. So if you haven't learned how to create a Canva app, I'm going to show you how to do that. If you have learned how to create a Canva app, you're going to learn my workflow. Everybody's got a different way of doing this. I am a full-time course designer and UX designer. What does that mean? I know how to create content that people can engage with well. So by taking my class, you get to tap into my knowledge that I'm going to put into this course that you're not going to see in other people's courses because they don't know how to make an app run smoothly. They just don't know. They can make the Canva app, but they don't know things like end user experience and how to create buttons that work well and why you should do that. So you get to tap into a little bit of that. The class is October 4th. The replays will be available. I'd love to have you guys. All right. We had amazing stuff. We got off the calls. The ladies, the three of us got off the calls. And we were like, this was amazing. Y'all make sure y'all show Linda some love. I know we did it earlier in the call. Sundays with TRM is our weekly show. DB Creates, we'd love to have you on. Everybody in the room, we'd love to have you on. Erica, don't forget to fill out your panelist form. Everybody getting wings today. All right. It is a weekly show. We talk AI, we talk art, we talk crafts. We talk AI, we talk crafts because Charlene's coming. We're talking. V, I told you we're not going to be the church folks. You can be on Sundays with TRM too. Stop it. Everybody in the room. Everybody in the room. Charlene's coming back. I know she's got classes. She's been waiting on the kids to go back to school. All right. We want y'all there. This is a great opportunity to show the world what you have to offer. It should be part of it. If it was me, I would be trying to be on Sundays with TRM once a quarter. It would be part of my marketing plan, but that's just me. 4 times a year. I think Linda grew her community by about 18 to 20. Who was that? What's his name? Adrian had one of his products. He sold $6,000 by coming on Sundays with TRM. Yes, I got to give you the close up because I'm talking to you. I want to make sure you see me, see you. All right. I know Linda got some sales last night on her products. Good morning, Danielle. Y'all need to be on Sundays with TRM. It's the place to be. It's really the place to be. We love what we do. We love supporting your efforts. And I just feel like I'm a much better human because I get to do it with y'all. All right. Tonight, Mid-Journey Mondays with Regina Harris. All right. Make sure you're at Mid-Journey Mondays. If you're a Mid-Journey person, make sure you're in there. She always have great tools and strategies and ideas to share. She also takes some of your questions. Nikki, I didn't know you was on the treadmill. Come on, sis. Come on. We're going to be healthy, girl. Come on. I didn't even know. Be careful, though. You're doing a lot of typing to be on the treadmill. Be careful. I don't want you to fall. We don't want no problems. See, I'm not typing. And then Tuesday, we have Color Me Calm on the Zoom. Color Me Calm on the Zoom with Miss Talia Morris of Artfully Melanated. Make sure y'all are there. Come relax with us. You can do some soft co-working with us. You can work. Now, we're not going to help because that's not what we do on that call. But if you want to work in the background or you want to color or you want to craft, please do that. All right. Good morning, Miss Sharon. Glad to have you. Girl, you missed the call, sis. I'm about to get on out of here. I got to go to work. I got to go to work. All right. All right. So, to recap, change is going to happen whether it's not the enemy, it's an invitation. As you lock into your goals during this season of really focusing and making sure, even though it's going to get busy, even though it's going to be Thanksgiving and Christmas and parties and dinners, we can still stay locked in our business goals and get where we're trying to go. All right. Update your fall and winter listings. Let's start looking at some Black Friday prep. Let's do some Q1 market research. What are people talking about? What are they interested in? And how can you be first to market? And then show up to all the things. Sundays with TRM, Mid-Journey Mondays with Regina, Color Me Calm Tuesdays with Talia. All right. That's it for me today, y'all. Miss Samela, I do have my water. I'm going to take a sip right now because I almost forgot. I'm so glad you guys were here. I don't take it lightly that you're here. I know that there are other creators that you guys can be with and see with. Hell, you could be live yourself right now. That's just the truth. All right. So I don't take it lightly that you're here. Please let me know if you need any help. Everybody needs to be in the paid creative community. Infinite Rocket Power, make sure you're in our community so we don't lose touch. All right. Okay. It's Monday. As long as I'm not sick, or anybody's little children sick, I will be back Wednesday. And we're going to talk some more about how we can get ready for this next season. You guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you Wednesday.